Here's everything I preserved in January so it would last as long as possible. I started by canning 3 bags of cranberries into cranberry juice following the safe and tested ball method, so then I was able to use the cranberry leftover pulp and blend it up and turn it into fruit leather. And I also filled a tray of super cubes with cranberry pulp, which I'll use for smoothies or muffins later on. My sourdough starter spent a lot of time in the fridge this month, but while it was out on the counter, I made bagels and bread, which I sliced and froze and put into the freezer, and we've been pulling pieces out all month as we need it. I had a red onion that was starting to go bad in the fridge, so I sliced it into rainbows and then made refrigerated pickled red onions with garlic and some spices. My husband loves these on tacos and quesadillas. Then I found a bag of red onions on sale, so I decided to can them up after shedding a few tears from all the slicing. I followed the ball recipe for canning red onions and ended up with 6 8-ounce jars and a jar for the fridge. Then I also made 5 jars of taco sauce using the ball recipe. Again, if you're a new canner, the ball book of preserving is the go-to. This recipe was super easy, and I want to experiment when we open these jars with adding a tablespoon of taco seasoning to it and seeing how it tastes. And lastly, I did a ton of vacuum sealing. I cleaned out our pantry storage in the basement and tons of half-open bags of things, so I added them to mason jars and then used my vacuum sealer to remove the air to help things last as long as possible. I also had a couple bags of sugar that got dumped into half-gallon mason jars and added to my shelves. That's what I did in January. Let's see what I accomplished in February.